Hello guys, it's Steve here. It is August 6th, 2016. Take a drink of my RC. I have two cans. One of them's flat and one of them I opened a while ago, which that one would not be flat. I don't know which one. I don't know which one's the flat one. I'm scared that I'm going to take a sip and it's going to taste nasty. Flat soda does not taste good. No, it doesn't. Okay, this one's good. The other one that I had open since yesterday. Yeah, anyways, it's August 6, 2016. Steve here, and I also have a fan on in the background. I just turned that on. It's hot as shit in here, you know? It's fucking hot as shit in here. I'm sweating to death, so I turn on the fan. But, yeah, anyways, in this video, I'm gonna do a rant about something, you know, that I had to deal with in high school. Now, I know I graduated high school, like, a while ago, so you people are gonna be like, oh, you're done with school, why are you still talking about the school stuff in school? Because I want to. Some things, you know, I meant to rant on, you know, in high school that I just forgot to rant on, that I want to do a rant on, and so I'm just going to do it now. And one of the things that I had to deal with in high school that fucking sucked, IEP meetings. IEP meetings. Yeah, now if you don't know what an IEP meeting is, it's basically a meeting in high school. You usually have them once a year. Basically for special education students like me. I was in special education because you know, because of my learning disabilities causing me to struggle in some subjects. You know, I sucked at math and maybe a couple other subjects. Not all my classes were special education, but some of them were. And you know, my learning disabilities would cause me to suck at some classes, so I would have to be in special education. And so every year I would have to have these stupid meetings. I would have to go to these meetings. They would usually be during the school day. Usually I would have them. They would usually be in October or November. One of those 2 months I would usually have them. But you know, I would get pulled out of class and shit, because it would be during the day. I'd get pulled out of class. I would have to go to a certain room or whatever, and I would have to be in there with all my teachers, my counselors, I think a social worker would have to be there. The principal would have to be there, and my parents, which was the worst. You know, I fucking hated those meetings in school where my parents had to go. You know, I mean, not really too much my mom. I mean, didn't really have a problem with her, but my dad, yeah, it was kind of a problem. He would always embarrass me and, you know, that crap. And I'll get more to that later, which I hope he's not watching this, by the way. I really hope he's not, but, yeah. So, yeah, we would be in the certain room. We would, like, sit at a table or whatever. At, like, a long table or whatever, you know. I'm watching a video about it right now, and you know, a really long table. We'd be in like a small room, sit in a chair, and somebody would always start off, good evening, or not good evening. Alright, hello everybody. We are here at Steven's IEP meeting. Now we will start with, I don't know, his counselor. I don't know. They would, you know, start with the counselor and shit, and I don't know, in the entire meeting, they would just, you know, talk about, you know, about how I'm doing in my classes, what I'm doing good in, what I am struggling in, and what I need to do to, get my grades up, and how I need to improve, and classes that, or help that I should get, and what classes I should be taking, I should take the next year or the next semester, that crap, what I am gonna do after high school or whatever, all that crap. And god damn it, I fucking hated these meetings and shit. I really did. It would just be a waste of time and shit. Talking about my grades and shit. Oh, what, you need to, oh, he is struggling in this class. In this class, he is getting a D minus. And they would tell me like why or whatever. I don't know why I'm like failing, and I don't know. It would just suck ass. And and also at the meetings and shit. Again, like I mentioned, I would have to get pulled out of a class and shit because it would be during the day. One of the classes that I was in, I would always hope it would be during PE class. That class sucks, and I don't have to get homework in that class if I miss it. But it always had to be during a class where I had to do work, and so I would always have to get fucking homework for the stuff that I'm gonna miss in that class that day, which I fucking hated. I had to do more homework now because of that shit. And my parents would be there, like I said, which I really hated. I don't like these meetings where I have to be with my parents and my teachers and shit. And especially my dad, he would always embarrass me and shit. I remember this IEP meeting I had in my freshman year. I remember the date. It was October 18th, 2011. I remember waking up for school, and I knew I was gonna have an IEP meeting that day, and I was worried about it. I was scared that my dad was gonna be there, and I remember usually my dad would, leave for work before I would wake up, but I woke up and I saw he was still home, and I was scared that, oh no, he's gonna be at the meeting and shit. I was scared, and usually my mom would always go to the meetings, the ones I had in elementary or junior high, but I was scared that my dad would go to the meeting. So then later on during the school day, I got pulled out of class and I had to go to the library, I remember. And when I went there, I saw my mom and my dad. And oh god, oh no. And also I remember I was like getting some bad grades or whatever. I didn't, I was getting like, some of my classes I was getting like a D or an F in, and my dad saw it and he yelled at me and shit. He's like, I can't believe you're getting a D in this class. I can't believe you're failing this class. I'm taking away your computer and all your, your video games, or, you're gonna, from now on, you're gonna start getting better grades. I don't know, he just kept on yelling at me. And there was another class or whatever that was in the library, and they all heard, and they all were like looking and shit, which was fucking embarrassing. Oh my god, I was so embarrassed and shit that I just felt like, running away and never being seen again. Because when you're embarrassed, you don't want to be seen again or whatever. That's how I felt. It sucked ass. I was so embarrassed. And also these meetings, my dad would always tell, all my teachers about what I do at home and shit. About, oh, when he's at home, he's always in his room on the computer laughing. He sleeps all the time. He's a bum. He watches TV. I don't know. And other stuff, fuck, don't, I don't want fucking my teachers knowing about what I do at home and shit, you know? God, I don't want my teachers knowing about the stuff that I do at home, you know? It's none of their business. You know? Fuck. If I wanted them to know about what I do at home, I'd tell them, you know? God. I hated that. You know? They would just always, my parents would always embarrass me and shit. I hated that shit. And we also usually, it would always be a couple weeks before the IEP meetings and shit. Usually a couple weeks before the IEP meeting, this one guy or whatever would pull me out of class and I would have to do stupid shit. Like, you know, I don't know. I can't really describe what I had to do. Stupid fly. I remember I had to, made me, like, put a puzzle together or whatever. Ask me questions. Like, he made me write a story about, you know, the best day of my life or whatever. Like, what the fuck? And I don't know, other stuff. And they would talk about that in the IEP meetings and shit. You know, what the fuck? You know? My God. And again, these meetings, they would always be an hour long, too. It would be the longest hour of my life, you know? I just hated those and shit. It was so boring and shit. Talking about stupid ass shit I don't care for. About my grades and shit. Oh, you're struggling in this class. No shit. I know that. I'm gonna bring it up. Don't worry, you know? Damn, it's not like I'm not gonna bring it up. I will bring it up. I always end up bringing my grades up, you know? Oh, do you need any help and shit in this class? You know, and in one of my IEP meetings in my senior year, luckily my parents didn't go to that one because they couldn't. But I still had the meeting though, and I remember I was supposed to take a certain class the next semester, but they switched me to another class that I fucking did not want to be in for a certain reason or whatever, which I will talk about that class too because I didn't rant about that, but you know, just hated these meetings and shit. They suck ass. All because I'm in special education, I had to have these meetings and shit. I'm sure some of you guys, if you guys are in special education, you probably had to deal with these stupid meetings and shit. I'm sure you guys hated them too. I don't know, I just wanted to rant on this shit. I don't know any other thing to say. I'm probably forgetting some things, but you know, they all suck. Just talking about my grades and how I need to improve and how I should get help if I need any help. Classes that are recommended for me the next semester or the next year, or you know. And my parents just embarrassing me, my dad talking about my personal life to my teachers, which I didn't want that, which I really hope he's not watching this again. Not talking crap about him, but you know, I just hated when he did that. And all my teachers would be there, get pulled out of class. It was so boring. Just sitting there for an hour. We would have these once a year in October and November. Yeah, I think I covered everything. So yeah. See you later, guys. Goodbye. Have a good one. By the way, if you guys have any shitty IEP meeting stories or whatever, if you want to share or whatever, feel free to. I really don't care. If you want to share them, you can. If you don't have to. But yeah. See ya. Goodbye.